That's not bad. PS5 revealed.
That's what I expected.
So I don't do videos like this. I don't do, let's talk about next gen hardware. The reveal of the PS5 just came out. And I thought I wanted to take a moment, how brief this might be since I ramble on a lot. I wanted to basically talk about this thing that we saw. If you guys saw the presentation, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a great presentation. The games that they showed off, it had gameplay footage with it. They were gorgeous. You know, we got to see, again, the controller a little bit more in depth. But the console was finally revealed. And I think that people are going to be very torn about this design. I can't put my finger on it, but this thing is off to me. I want to love it. I want to absolutely love the console. I mean, I'm a PlayStation fan. PlayStation 1 through 4, you got me. 5's coming out. I want to be excited for it. But there's something about the console that's just a tad off. Don't get me wrong. I like it. But it has very cookies and cream vibe to it. It's like a technological clam. It's like a frat boy that popped his collar. It reminds me of two white Pringles chips together with a piece of chocolate in the middle. I have no idea why. I like the design. Do I like the design? I want to like the design. I really want to like it. It's very different from the dev kit that we saw earlier, which was kind of like a V shape. So Roman numeral 5, if you didn't know. And I think this still has some of those design elements in it to keep that V shape. And the console, I think, is deceptively larger than what you think it is. So if you take a look at the controller next to the console, its base is actually pretty large. Now, I don't think it's as big as the Xbox One Series X, but the PS5 in general seems really tall, wide, and pretty long. So I don't know. I can't shake the fact that this thing looks like a queen on a chessboard, or the king. It could even be a bishop. I don't know. At this point, I'm still, the memes are crazy. The memes are crazy that are going around right now about what this thing looks like. So, guys, write it down in the comment below. Let me know what you thought about the PlayStation 5 reveal. Let me know what you think about its design. I want to say it'll grow on me. I'm assuming there will be revisions in the future that tone down the aesthetic a little bit. Maybe it'll reduce some of the curves or fins, whatever you want to call them. Angel wings, I have no idea. But it definitely took a piece from the PlayStation VR. So if you guys look at the VR headset, it has the exact same color scheme with the white and the black. So I kind of feel like that was the route they were going in the development anyway. But that's that's my thoughts on the PlayStation 5. And again, I don't do these types of videos very often, but after seeing it today, and I was blown away by the games. Blown away by the games. Ratchet and Clank I'm stoked for. I think there's a game called Kinna. I think that's what it was called. That one looked amazing. Sackboy makes his return. So PlayStation has a lot backing it right now. Like, PlayStation, I believe, from a IP title standpoint, is winning. So Xbox has to bring it. But in the meantime, while we wait on pricing and any other specs that they haven't delivered to us yet, all we can look at is the way this console looks. So, what do you guys think? What did you think about the PS5 console reveal? Let me know below, again, whether you liked it, you didn't like it, you were wishing for something else, or if you guys are kind of in the same boat where you're not quite sure yet. That's it. In the meantime, I had some things that I picked up recently, and I don't remember if I showed these. If I did, I'm going to cut it out, and then you guys don't have to worry about it again. But let's go over a couple pickups that I grabbed recently that I was excited for. So, first pickup was the neon purple and neon orange Joy-Cons. Now, this is the first time that I've ever done this, but I actually purchased a bunch of these and sold off the rest to make this guy free. And if you are trying to collect like I do, you have to find avenues and ways for you to recoup your money back, or it's easy to jump into a hole. So I lucked out, stumbled on a couple of these. I had some friends that were interested, and I ended up throwing them up online, and people grabbed them. And before I know it, I made enough back to get these guys for free. So if you guys are looking to do a decent turnaround, now's the right time, because everybody's looking for these guys and the blue and yellow ones. And retail's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure if you go on to, I want to say Amazon or Walmart, they're like $120 for these guys. So if you guys find them at a decent price, I suggest that you pick them up. But I was glad that I got these. I was able to put them on to my Switch, and I love the look of it. So this was a cool one. Next, I had not bought a new Switch game in a while. I saw this one. It was the last one on the shelf. Our Target has been absolutely bare every single time that we go in there since the pandemic hit. So this was cool to see, and I decided to pick it up because I want to play it, and that is Yoshi's Crafted World. I played a little bit of the previous Yoshi's game. I forget what that's called. What is that called? Yoshi's Woolly World. I played a little bit of Yoshi's Woolly World, and I feel that this will have a little bit more of a Little Big Planet vibe to it. If you guys have played this one, let me know. It's still sealed. I have not gotten to rip it open yet, but hopefully I can do that this weekend. Let me know. So Yoshi is another one. Rygar, if you guys aren't familiar, in my Nintendo Games That Rock video, I had Rygar in there as one of the worst soundtracks available for the Nintendo system. But that game continued to produce titles. And Rygar, The Legendary Adventures on PS2 is one that I have not played yet, and I wanted to try. And if you guys remember Rygar, he's able to extend or throw his shield out and retract it back like a giant death yo-yo. This was just a game that I thought would be pretty interesting and fun to grab. A story about this guy. My retro video game store, so the local one to me, has been shut down for a couple months except for curbside pickup. So this was the first time I got to go back in and actually feel like I was home. Like I went back to Kansas, and it was awesome. So going in there, I know, guys, right now local businesses are absolutely struggling, and your ability to give them some dough when you can, please do. Please help local businesses. It means the world to them to be able to get even a few dollars as they try to stay open through this. I mean, it's been 3 months of pretty much lost revenue. So this was an example of picking something up that I hadn't seen before, and supporting my local guys. So be good to your people. Next, I actually hit up some pawn shops that were also open. I ended up getting Xenoblade Chronicles, which is funny because Xenoblade just came out, the definitive edition, on the Switch at the same time that I found this guy, which kind of plummeted the price. So this was going for around $50, and now I think it's down to about $35. But I lucked out. I found it for $5 at the pawn shop. So looking for deals, they are out there. You just have to canvas, and you guys will find them. Another one I had not had in my Wii collection, which now I can put in there. Then the last things that I grabbed, and I have not been a huge strategy guide collector, but there are ones that I'm starting to stumble upon that I find to be incredibly interesting. So I was playing Resident Evil 3, and when I was playing it, I actually was stumbled in a couple areas, especially looking for items. And so I picked up the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis guide to be able to go back how I used to when I was a kid and flip through these awesome manuals and strategy guides and just kind of feel like I had that insider information. So it's been really cool. So it's made me dive back into collecting for strategy guides, which I think is going to take off. I'm just letting you guys know right now, if you're looking for strategy guides, now's probably the time to start to pick them up, because I think they're going to increase in value exponentially over the next couple years. So the first one that I picked up was Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This is the Wii and GameCube version, and if you guys didn't know, they actually flipped the Wii version of Twilight Princess so that Link was right-handed with his sword. Since most people would use the Wii remote with their right hand, but traditionally Link has been left-handed with how he uses his sword. So it was kind of interesting on the Wii version to flip it. It also meant that they flipped maps. So you actually have different maps for the GameCube version in here that has the map flipped, so you figure out what you're doing from the original GameCube version. So anyway, I thought this one was cool. It was in really good shape and awesome to be able to pull this back off the shelf when it's time to play Twilight Princess. The next one, the official guide for Metroid Prime. Now, I played this probably for only a couple hours, but I've never actually beaten it. So the guide to go back through, get all the maps, power-ups, and have some insight on the enemies was awesome. Again, you can go and you can do a walkthrough if you want online, totally fine. But there is something about a concise guide that has a play-by-play that you can just thumb through at your convenience that makes this even cooler to collect these guys. So another strategy guide. And last but not least, this strategy guide is actually garbage when you flip through it, but I thought it was cool to have as a collector's piece, and that is Grand Theft Auto 3. This was the first GTA that I ever played. I actually missed out on the top-down of 1 and 2, and this ended up being something that had my memory a lot from the PS2. So I had to pick this guy up. It is, like I said, it's really thin in its suggestions and the way that the map works. But if you guys had never played Grand Theft Auto 3, I suggest that you start there or go revisit it, because it's absolutely a blast to play. Last but not least, my friends, if you guys have already seen some of my episodes, then you know exactly what I'm about to show you. This is my newest pickup, and one that we'll talk about on the next episode. Sneak peek, though. Got it.